Travis Wayne Goodsell. Before I get to the shunned by anti-Mormons, well, we need to cover some news. Friday, Fox 13 News Utah had an article, How Corporations in Utah Rental Market Drive Up Cost of Living. They're from China. They have their business in California and then buy up American land for the properties. And in case you're not watching Yellowstone, which I just started today, it's caught my attention. His daughter scares me, but it's caught my attention. She apparently lives in Salt Lake City and is there making Rocky Mountain oysters for her daddy, fixing all the problems he's having. So she scares me, but yeah, it's all about land ownership. And so, as I've been warning you about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, they are purposely buying up land at an exponential pace. Under Hinckley, he started the small temples so that they can build more temples throughout the land, rather than having to wait for about 30,000 of a population of Mormons in an area, which usually provides sufficient number of elders who pay tithing to justify the payment of a purchase of a temple for the land. But now they're able to lower the amount. And what happened to that temple in Russia? Where is that temple? There's still no word on whether Ukraine has been destroyed or not. Doesn't matter. Church owns the land. Question is, will Russia allow the church to keep the land? Or will Russia say, hey, you wanted a land for the temple? There you go. I can see Putin doing that. They are that tricky. They've done that to me. I once put out a call on YouTube asking the Russians to release in America Steven Seagal's latest DVD. And they did on Amazon. And I would have to wait 3 months for it to be shipped. That's how they are. And then they ask you to do them a favor, or they'll treat you like crap and murder you. And so, yeah, the church is compromised to Russia. But, yeah, that's why Utah is owned mostly by the church. And why do you think that is the case? Why is the church owning land throughout the world? Again, they're thinking the long game, as from the show. They're playing chess, not checkers. And it's a real estate grab for the sole purpose of, guess what's coming this year? Armageddon, Armageddon, Armageddon. Yeah, the day that shall burn as an oven. This is the bicentennial year. It's all been planned by the enemy. They that come shall burn them. Joseph Smith warned us. Second vision. And so, yeah, we're heading for some rough times this year. I hope you're prepared, because the church isn't warning you, so I'm warning you. And you don't believe, you don't want to listen. And then you want to blame Gilder. But this is what's happening. And I told you that the church is purposely building all of these apartments at skyrocket prices for the sole purpose of keeping the poor out. And so Nelson had Bednar after conference, because I ruined conference for him. Ooh, I'm so mean. It's saying, come to Zion. It's time. But only for the rich. Only the rich can move from out of the country to Utah and are able to buy their way in with working visas or some other form that will expedite their being able to come here and live here. And so also you have to be a polygamist. Law of chastity was changed by Nelson in 2019, ordering all Mormons to practice polygamy. There's a loophole in the United States which allows Mormons to divorce and then remarry. And the church still sees you as married to the first wife. And maybe Mormons are already in that situation where they're on their second or third wives already. Everybody's having fun but me. So, yeah, this is what the church is up to. They're planning for the millennium. Next year, 8 April 2024. That's the date of the millennium. We now know the dates. And so, yeah, that's what's going on with this rental scam. Is China also is buying up American land. Why do you think China would want to own American land? Oh, because they know that America is about to be destroyed? And who rules? Those who are filthy rich and own the land. So, heads up, it's coming. Now, C is for cookie and also for court. Utah's cookie wars are starting Armageddon. Cookie Armageddon. Yeah, apparently Crumble versus Dirty Dough are battling it out for the recipe. They don't even look alike. Dear God, cut it out, guys. You're just trying to get more advertising for people to buy your cookies. I got your cookie right here. Yeah. Flood damage has already occurred. It's hurting the ranchers. And there's a sinkhole in Spanish Fork caused by a water main break. So, fun. Yeah, don't fall for this. Interest rates are high on purpose. I just told you why. Here, Fox 13 News Utah is telling you home buying in Utah still possible despite rising prices, interest rates. No, it's not possible for those who can't afford it. It always pisses me off when companies say affordable prices. Yeah, for the rich. Unbelievable. Let's see. Apparently there was a car crash, injured students, and so there's a car wash going on. And there's a teenager doing a weird dance with yellow things. Yeah, here again, they're focused on this again. They're wanting Mormon Utahns to buy homes. They're trying to fix the market. Ain't gonna happen. I saw this before 2008's crash. They can't force this on people because otherwise this is to happen in 2008 is going to happen here. They're saying here's another one. Higher interest rates shouldn't scare off Utah homebuyers. Yes, it should. And it's going to get worse. Our Congress still hasn't dealt with the debt crisis. They're just fooling around. They're not going to do anything about it. They're taking it down to the wire. And once it hits, yeah, life's going to suck for all of us. And so, again, we're doomed. I hope you're prepared. And so, in 2008, I was a postal worker for the Draper Post Office. I was contracted to the homes that are falling off the cliff, if you've seen that in the news. And I received money based on the new homes that I had to deliver to. And when I started, I was instantly getting a whole bunch of new homes. And so we were reapplying to adjust the payment so that I could get the money for the amount of homes that I was getting. And then in the summertime of 2008, I began to notice that the mail was building up. People weren't getting their mail anymore. People who were buying the homes were gone, and I was concerned. What do? Do I report and adjust the loss of homes? What do I do on this? And yeah, it was a lead up to the economic crash that occurred. And so don't file a petition for a redress of grievances in the state of Utah. You'll be arrested as a terrorist threat, and your petition, which is in the First Amendment, will be considered a weapon of mass destruction. I've shown you the pictures. I've got the picture still of the church. Temple Square. You know, it's a black and white camera, and so they were able to say that I was scary because I was wearing black. It was Levi blue jeans. And it was shorts. I cut them to make them shorts. I'm a terrorist. Church said so. Why would the church lie? They're doing exactly what Nazi Germany did, by the way. What was done to me, what they've been doing to me, is exactly what Nazi Germany did. You cannot tell me the church is good. So, alright. And apparently, children at the daycare at the Hill Air Force Base are being abused. And so Mother sues Ogden police after the Attorney General said they've done nothing wrong and he can't change it because the law says that he can't do anything about it. Yeah, he can. The Constitution overrides any state laws that are in violation of the Constitution. It's Article 6 of the Constitution, by the way. As an Attorney General, you should know that. But nonetheless, the mother thinks she's going to sue for wrongful police brutality, which they've already been cleared of, and so thus the mother is going to lose in the civil court. But that's Utah. They don't care. So, ExMo Lex, what are you up to, girl? Well, she's cancel cultured me. That's what she's up to. ExMo Lex, let's pull up the picture here. I've already got the thumbnail made up. So, yeah, I'm kind of stuck. She's from Salt Lake City. I'm talking about the redhead on the Yellowstone. Not ExMo Lex. She's scary. And yeah, they tried to soften her up by showing a backstory of her killing her mom. but not convinced. Character development is still not convincing me to be good to her. Especially after a first date with a married man at a bar where she has the guys at the bar beat him up. Not interested, thanks. So yeah, ExMo Lex did a video 3 days ago. Anti-Mormons lead people astray. Or not. ExMo Lex is cool. She's fun. She's got a cool little cartoon character of herself, which is cool and hot. I'm not sure about the cartoon character of Ocasio-Cortez. AOC. On Cartoon President. That one's cute. But nonetheless, she has on the thumbnail, is the content worth the effort? And of course, she's got 5.9K for views already. And she's showing New Name Noah, Thinker of Thoughts, Mormon stars, and something about cults to consciousness. And then some woman who's apparently a dusty blonde, or dirty blonde, I guess is what they are called. Some women don't want to be called dirty blondes. They'd rather be called dusty blondes. Especially Dusty. She wanted to be called a blonde. Dusty blonde. Because her name's Dusty. I like Dusty. I hope she's fine now. She was a gymnast. So, yeah, that was the older singles war decades ago. So I'm sure she's married, has 50 kids, right? Right? As all good Mormon women do, have 50 kids. And so, yeah, there's somebody missing. The foremost scholar of Mormonism. Me. See, all of these people, they're not scholars of Mormonism. They don't even study their scriptures. That's why they left. Right, Mormons? It's for some kind of sin that they committed. That's why they left the church. They weren't studying their scriptures. They weren't reading, pondering, and praying. They weren't going to church or the temple. They weren't paying tithing. And so they left. Hurt feelings. Snowflakes. Right, Mormons? Is that why Mormons leave? Has nothing to do with I don't want to go down that road anymore. Just give them the electric chair. What does Idaho have as the death penalty? What do they do in Idaho? Do they hang them? Get a rope. And so, yeah, why am I missing? Well, I used to comment on ExMo's channel, and she used to comment back and put a thumbs up, and now I don't even get a response, and I don't even bother to comment anymore. But yeah, I've always been good to ExMo. Never had a bad thing to say about her. I've had to do videos to warn her when she was interviewed by a psycho. But yeah, that's also been a problem. Is the psycho has led a campaign against me. And I've warned you of the dangers of psychologists because they're bullies. They aren't scientists. They don't use anything involving science. scientific methodology, scientific theory development, and scientific testing. Instead, they use fallacious arguments. And Mormon Stanley Smith Stevens is the one who developed the categorization of behaviors. You can't do that. Categorization system from science is for labeling of outward appearances, physical appearances, not manifestations of behavior. It's a false equivalency to equate the two and call it science. And so that's how he was able to pull it off and fool everybody, and now psychology is the great grand wonder of the world, as they claim to be medical doctors, and yet they torture people just like they did in Nazi Germany. See, the Nazi Germans used doctors and psychologists to torture people and murder them. And America, among many other allied states or nations, gave asylum to some of these doctors and psychologists. And America put the psychologists right to work with the CIA. And you think that the Nazi psychologists were grateful to their American liberators? No. They wanted revenge. So too did the CIA, apparently. They were not happy that America won the war. And so if you've ever been aware of MK Ultra, that's where you have CIA operatives who want a resurgence of neo-Nazism in America and are wanting psychologists to figure out how to brainwash the masses. And MK Ultra was about using drugs to do that. Stanley Smith Stevens used a bullying tactic approach without the need for drugs. So there you have it. And so, yeah, he seeks out ex-Mormons to make them popular, to lure him into his little web. And he sent me a response saying, email me. And so I emailed him, and then he responded, weren't you the one who is against psychologists? And so, yeah, never heard from him again. He wants nothing more to do with me. And they're acting just like Mormons do, because they don't have an interest in my content. All they know is that I believe Joseph Smith is legitimate, and the Book of Mormon is legitimate, just as Jewish, not Christian. Because under Christian interpretation, Jesus is real and was the name of Joseph's church, and is Joseph Smith's Christ. And that Joseph Smith was therefore a polygamist, and that Jesus asked Joseph to be a polygamist, but in secret. And that Joseph Smith was a horrible, awful criminal, and blah, blah, blah. And was not a translator, and not this and not that, and blah, blah, blah. False prophet, liar, fraud, cheat, etc. And so ex-Mormons want nothing to do with my channel, because they think they're right and they know better than me, the foremost Mormon scholar. They don't get it. And over the years, I've had ex-Mormons who start up a new channel, and they find me and they think they're going to attack me with their newfound knowledge of repeating the same old lies. And so they come on my channel and they find a video and they bash me, and then I say, what are you doing? And the church is evil. Like a woman who came and commented of, what do you say about archaeology not finding any evidence of Lamanites and Nephites? And I respond, because they're not real. And I've never heard from her again. It's just, both sides don't get me. They don't get it that Joseph's church is not Christian. He was framed by Brigham Young. And it turned everything literal history, just like Christians did to the Jews. So yeah, I should be there. I should be the focus of everybody's videos. Travis came out with this video. This is awesome. Did you know the church does this? You know, like transgender Jesus today. Do you think they're going to cover it? No. They embraced LGBTQ. ExMo Lex came out as bisexual. But did she come up with transgender Jesus? No, I did. The psycho. He was all about supporting gays. Did he cover transgender Jesus? No, I did. Did New Name Noah cover the order by President Nelson for the order to return to polygamy? No, he just had somebody go into the temple and record it. He didn't do any videos discussing it. It was me. Nobody else is covering these things. Nobody is covering the true history of the church. Why a Book of Mormon? Why is it named the Book of Mormon? Why does it talk about what it talks about? Me, I tell you. So, very frustrating, but now you know the real story. Or the rest of the story.